Thing in progress.
Welcome back to Let the Story Write Itself. I'm Sarah, and this is episode 50, Minimalism and Essentialism on the Move. The less you carry, the more you can receive. What's weighing you down that you can release? If you listened to the previous episode on identity shifts, you know we talked about letting go of the old you to make space for who you're becoming. Today, I want to take that one step further into your physical space, your calendar, your energy. I've learned something about myself over the years. I think clearer, create better, and feel lighter when I'm traveling with just the essentials. Whether I'm on a plane with a carry on or moving between temporary stays, I always find my creativity expands when I'm not weighed down by things, by overcommitments, or by mental clutter. And I didn't start this way back in the home, my childhood home, the home that I lived in while I was going through university, which was essentially my childhood home. I loved having all of the things, my piano, shelves of books, art supplies, plants everywhere. That space was beautiful, grounding, necessary for that chapter of my life. But as I started exploring more of the world, I realized I didn't need to take everything with me. The less I carried, the more alive I felt. Today, we'll explore how minimalism and essentialism create more mental clarity and energy, why less can actually mean more when it comes to creativity and opportunity, how to travel or simply live with intention, only keeping what truly serves you, ways to blend the grounding comfort of home with the freedom of movement. If you've been feeling overwhelmed, stuck, or like your life is too full of to actually enjoy, this episode is for you. Here's the truth. Most of us carry way more than we need, both physically and mentally. We hold on to clothes we haven't worn in years, commitments we dread, even relationships that don't feel aligned anymore. We tell ourselves we might need them someday or that it's not worth the effort to let them go. But all of that, every extra object, every outdated commitment is taking up space that your future self could be using for something better. When I first started living out of a suitcase, I thought I'd miss not having everything at arm's reach, but instead I found myself loving the lightness. Every item in my bag had a purpose. At least that's how it evolved over time. When I first started, I was definitely kind of like flying by the seat of my pants. I wasn't too intentional with what I put into my suitcase, but as became more of a traveler, I began realizing just the patterns of what I actually used, what I actually wanted, what actually served me during the journey and what didn't. There was no decision fatigue from staring at 20 shirts in the morning. I had three I loved, and that was enough. And that's essentially where my capsule wardrobe was born. Minimalism isn't just about getting rid of stuff, it's about intentional living. Essentialism takes it even further. It's the discipline of only saying yes to what truly matters. And when you travel, you realize that the things that truly matter are the moments and experiences and not necessarily the stuff. When you strip away the extra, you start noticing how much energy you save, how much easier it is to make decisions, how much more space you have for creativity, new opportunities, and meaningful connections. In fact, the more presence you have because your mind is fully present, you're not scattered in many different directions and you're not thinking about things that are weighing you down or all the excess clutter, like the open tabs, if you will, in your mind. And this frees you up to be more present in the moment. And this makes every experience and moment the richer. Here's the best part. Minimalism doesn't have to mean living in an empty white room. It's about keeping what supports your best self and letting go of the rest. It's a lifestyle more than an aesthetic per se. So, some actionable takeaways are to do a suitcase test. Pretend you're going on a 1 month trip. What would you pack? Now take a look at what's left behind. Do you actually need it? Better yet, go on a 1 month trip and see what actually happens. Edit your commitments. Review your calendar and remove at least one recurring obligation that no longer feels aligned. Anything that you actually dread or something that no longer excites you, this is your body's signal and wisdom as to what actually is aligned for you and what is not. That is your intuition in motion. Practice decision lateness. Reduce the number of choices you make daily. Simplify your wardrobe, meals, or work setup for a week. Travel is built in decision lateness because you are not making the same daily routine every day is like a new day. And when you are faced with an open schedule that no one else is deciding but you realize that you really hone it down to the things that you actually want to do, and you become a lot more clear on what those things are. Anchor in meaning. Keep one or two things that hold deep sentimental or inspirational value, make them visible, and let them ground you. If there's one thing I know, the things that really have value for me are the photos you take, the things that actually have sentimental value, or even inspire you in some way. These are the things actually worth holding on to because they affect your spirit, and your spirit is one of the most important aspects of your being. Adopt a one in, one out rule. Every time you add something to your life, a physical object, a new responsibility, remove something else to keep balance. Do not simply add things without intentionally removing things. And this is how you actually keep your life quite organized, because the old you naturally falls away as you allow in the new. It's a very nice inflow outflow kind of like as natural as breathing air. When you live with less, you actually live with more clarity, more space, more freedom. You don't have to sell everything and live out of a backpack to experience the benefits of minimalism and essentialism. You just have to decide what truly deserves space in my life. If you're ready to commit more space for your next evolution, try one of these takeaways this week. And if you want to see where you are in your own transformation journey, take the Realm quiz on Sarah Fair. It's a great place to start. Remember, letting go isn't loss, it's preparation for what's next. This is episode 50 of Let the Story Write Itself.